Hey guys, hello, welcome to my video where I'm gonna explain to you how if David is a myth and why he is not buried in his tomb. Now, in some cases, I would have thought that he would have been resurrected. God resurrected him, which is me, and I don't even know it. God resurrected me, and that the body disappeared from the tomb the day I was born, right? That's why the Jews are saying, oh, the Messiah is here, the Messiah is here. We were waiting for this long-awaited Messiah. But they knew this whole time that this was it, that the Messiah was here. But they need to realize that I'm not the Messiah. Okay? I'm not. That's just madness. Alright? You need to understand that whoever Jesus was, whoever that was, he already came, he already died, he already rose the third day. Now you're going to wait for me to come and die on the cross for you? Why do you think I should do that? Are you literally crazy? I don't have that kind of power, and I don't have that kind of admire of the angels to do that to me. And besides, I've never seen angels in my life. I've never even heard of angels in my life. In fact, the only way I'd be resurrected is by angels. But I've never seen an angel in my life. Neither do I even know where an angel is. But however, I'm going to go ahead and explain to you what it is I'm going to tell you here, and then you're going to realize what the heck I'm talking about. So here we go. Alright, so is David a myth? This is where you're going to really start to see why David's body disappeared the day I was born. Probably because before the day I was born, the body was there. It was there. His tomb was with us to this day. See, even, I don't know, Joseph actually said that. Or whoever it is. I don't know. But he said that. His tomb was with us till this day. See, it was there 2,000 years ago. After 1,000 years of battle, war, and all this other stuff that was going on. So, to be honest with you, Joseph said that. How? When did Joseph say that? I don't know. But we're going to look into that. So, was it the day that Jesus died? Why would they even take the body of David? It should have been in the tomb, right? Yeah, the tomb of David, right? He was both dead and buried, and his tomb was with us till this day. Which means the tomb was taken out. His tomb was taken out. You know what a tomb is? A tomb... Alright, let me tell you something. His tomb... There's multiple ways you can say it, alright? David's tomb was founded, alright? Now, what you may not think is that the tomb that the casket was buried in, the body of David was put in the casket and was put in the tomb that David was buried in until this day. Why do you think they even had a tomb? You think with all that money they had back in the day, whenever David had all that money, you think they wouldn't be able to afford a casket to put him in? Like, what kind of crazy person are you? David was put in a casket. But let me tell you something about David, alright? If I look exactly like this statue, I have beautiful eyes, have with all of a beautiful countenance, and I'm beautiful, and I have reddish, dark skin tint, which I always have whenever I go out into the sunlight. When people see me, I had this little peach kind of color on me, which means peach is a reddish, yellowish color. Yellowish is another way to say dark. It's like a dark color, right? It's like a peach dark color, alright? Now you understand, the way that skin is, is the melanin that David had. A combination of a fair complexion, ruddy. Well, ruddy means a domini, which that's talking about his hair, like a goldish, brownish, reddish color. You understand that now? That's the color of my hair. Now you know why I look exactly like the statue. Now you know why I tell you every time that I'm this David that everybody talks about, and that I'm the resurrected David that the Bible is talking about. But no, you're too ignorant of the world. You're too ignorant of Scripture, and the more ignorant you become, the more ignorant you stay, the more you defile the words of Christ, because the Word says that Jesus Christ is not going to come until prophecy is fulfilled. You're going to be messed up to the core. Nobody's ever going to be resurrected from the dead. And I actually just read an article saying that nobody went to heaven. Otherwise, David would have went to heaven too. But it never says that David went to heaven. But in the New Testament, they make it seem like David never went to heaven. He was died and buried with us till this day. So, if everybody went to heaven, and Jesus Christ was the gateway, it wouldn't have been applicable. But it actually does say that, I don't know how to explain it, but if David was buried and died and saw corruption, he never went to heaven, because he came before Jesus Christ. So David wasn't particularly went in heaven, because when he saw that corruption, he died, was buried. It makes it seem like you're not actually going to heaven until you're resurrected. But the Jesus I seen, that Colton Burr post scene, that's a totally different story. Totally different story. That's somewhere through the Spirit, I guess? Is that in heaven? Or is that through death? Or, like, what is that? It's death, right? It's death. You die and go to heaven. Yeah, I wouldn't think it would be that easy to go to heaven that way. But something sounds a little bit off about this, it really does. So, I'm going to read this to you. To most Israelis, it is axiomatic that the celebrations for the 3,000th year of the conquest of Jerusalem by King David mark a real and tangible event, but this is far from certain. The biblical account of the capture of the city is the only one we have, and in the opinion of most modern scholars, the Bible is not entirely reliable historical document. Corroborating evidence is required, and some indeed exist, but it is not conclusive. When all of the available information has been assembled, the most that can be said is that there was probably an Israelite ruler called David who made Jerusalem his capital sometime in the 10th century BCE. Alright. The 10th century means 1,000 years BC. You see that? The precise date cannot be determined, and consequently there is no way of knowing exactly when the anniversary falls. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. There's plenty of evidence for the ancient Jerusalem excavations in the city of David. Today, the village of Salwan, just south of the old city wall, show that the site has been continuously occupied for some 5,000 years, closer to David's purported time. Excavations directed by the late Professor Yigal Shalom uncovered a monumental 20-meter step structure and dated it to the 12th to 10th century BCE. This could have been foundation of the Jebusite stronghold captured and subsequently expanded by David. Okay, I gotta go and I'll be right back. Oh shoot.